Welcome back, Pokefans, on my Pokemon Scarlet gameplay, part 11. It has been a couple of days since I haven't really released out this video, and here it is finally. Now, I have been having cold and fever for the last few days, so my voice might still be recovering, so I do apologize on that. But other than that, we did defeat the fire crew in the last episode. So that was pretty amazing, and I really liked it. This episode, we will try and make our way to Levincia city and let's explore that city as well. As far as I've seen in the map, this city is pretty huge and definitely there are a lot of items to pick up over there. But we do have the East Province area to explore as well, which I believe will have a ruins over here. So I am actually expecting for some ghost type Pokemons to appear over there. Pretty excited for this episode, so let's quickly get into it. Last episode, we stopped right here in front of this Pokemon Center, and as far as I've seen around this area, most of the Pokemons that are present here are the ones we have already caught, so nothing new over here. But I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot of trainers to battle, so I'm really excited. You might remember I have mentioned this before. If you see Pokemon trainers on the route or just standing in a field when you're exploring, I would definitely recommend you guys to go ahead and battle them. This is mostly because this game will actually reward you if you battle all of the trainers. You have certain NPCs who stand in the Pokemon Center. They actually expect you to go ahead and battle certain amount of trainers, and if you have, they'll actually give you some unique items which are pretty cool. I will definitely be doing this and I would definitely request you guys to go ahead and do this as well. Alright, now that I have healed up my team members, let's move ahead. I feel that the current level in which my team members are, they are pretty good for the second gym, but exploring in this game definitely helps me a lot. I feel like if I didn't really explore this much, I think I wouldn't be training up my Pokemons as much. But defeating these random Pokemons running around, or I think just battling all the trainers, will definitely easily level up your team members. As usual, I will go ahead and speed up this part unless we have a trainer to actually battle. I'm also looking around here just to make sure that I pick up all of these items, but if I don't really find anything important, I'll go ahead and cut it out just to make sure that I don't enlarge this episode. Alright, it seems like there are a couple different trainers that we can actually battle in this route. But before we battle them, it seems like we have another part of this route which is explorable as well. Now, you could actually wait to kind of get your surfing ability before you do this, but personally, I feel like I could explore the other side, the ruins as well. So once we defeat this trainer right here, I'll go ahead and try to cross that river and, explore the other side as well. Alright, this trainer actually has a unique Pokemon right here, which is Alomamula. Weird name, but definitely it is pretty good Pokemon. Personally, I think still my Vugtrio is better than it, so let's see if we can actually defeat it. I'm kind of still focusing on keeping all of my team members in the same level, and Vugtrio is still yet to catch up with my other team members. Let's see if it does catch up by the end of this episode. Either way, the second gym leader is gonna be a electric type gym leader, so I really can't use this Pokemon. But of course, it doesn't hurt to have all of your team members in the same level. And there we go, we have defeated this trainer. That was pretty good. I think I do have to actually heal up my team member, but still we were able to take down that trainer. Over here, my Tinkertuff is learning a new move, which is Flash Cannon, a very good move. I think I'll go ahead and switch out Metal Claw for it. It definitely seems like we have a lot of student trainers in this game, and probably this is gonna be a theme for us in each and every route. We'll have a lot of these students who will be, challenging us, and maybe we'll be able to actually defeat them. Now, seeing the water being a bit shallow right there, I thought we can just directly walk through it, but apparently not. Luckily, I was able to jump and was able to wade through the waters in a last bit and come to this huge area right here. This is actually currently unavailable for us or inaccessible until we are supposed to get the swimming ability, but I am not gonna be waiting for it. Let's explore this part as well and see if we have any items to pick up and any other newer Pokemons. I fear that we might not have a newer Pokemon over here, but it doesn't hurt to actually look around. Okay, here we have a Terra Pokemon and it's actually a Tauros, so I will actually go ahead and catch this one. Why not? I mean, you can have a unique Tauros, right? So definitely this is a chance to catch it. Of course, I did lead with Bugdeo and I did have to actually switch it out. I'm a bit afraid that Tauros might be able to easily take it down. Just look at the damage it did on my Cloudzyre right here. Pretty huge, and definitely that Pokemon is pretty tough on its own. Now, the reason why it did that amount of damage is because it actually used Zen Head, which is a super effective move against my Cloudzyre. I should have realized that and switched it out, but for some reason I just decided to go with this Pokemon. Either way, it is actually a electric type, so I should be able to bring it down in health to break its transformation right here and try to catch it with a Great Ball. Okay, never mind. I really thought we had it right there, but decided to go ahead with a repeat ball this turn, and that made it much easier. This is the reason why I really like using different Pokeballs. Without the repeat ball, I think we could still catch it, but repeat ball made it much easier since I had already caught a Tauros before. Either way, I'm hoping to find more Pokeballs, Great Balls or any other kind of Pokeballs. Really need it since I'm trying to complete the Pokédex. Here I did speed dash around. It helps me to cover a lot of area without, spending too much time running around. I'm also trying to encounter Cyclizars because apparently defeating Cyclizars will give us a lot of EXP. It is definitely an easier way for me to train up my team members and I personally like it. So definitely I'm gonna do this quite a lot in this episode and I really apologize if you feel it is repetitive. I just like to train up my team members and kind of, be ready for the next challenge. Okay, seems like Chakadet is definitely having some issues trying to take it down, even though we are quite powerful ourselves. That's okay, we were finally able to kind of take it down, and it seems like Florgato is learning Slash. Pretty good move, and I'm gonna teach it that by removing Quick Attack. Now, even though this area is pretty small, the one thing I have seen is that there are a lot of Cyclizars just running around. So if you haven't caught one in the area before this, which was probably East Province Area 1, definitely this is a easier place for you to find Cyclizars and catch them. Also, after battling a lot of Cyclizars in this episode, I feel like I might have, destroyed their whole population over here. Because really, by the end of this episode, probably I have defeated around 30 of them. It also helps to kind of find a shiny Cyclizar. If I do, that would be pretty cool. I know that one way you can actually find a shiny Pokemon is by trying to defeat them constantly in an area. Especially if you have those group spawns where you have 4 to 5 Pokemon spawning at once. Pretty easier to find a shiny Pokemon in them, especially in this game. And definitely I would recommend you guys to check out any spawns that come up like that. Whoops, didn't mean to encounter this Deerling right here. I think Deerling is a really cool Pokemon as its evolution is based on the different seasons and I personally like it. Running around here, I actually encountered another trainer. At first I thought it might be a kid, but apparently not. This is a older guy who is still trying to study, which is pretty cool by the way. He does have a Rufflet, which is a newer Pokemon that we are yet to catch. But I think we'll be able to find some Rufflets in the next area after the city. So pretty interested in finding one. Ever since my Dugtrio has learned this new move, I really like using it. As you can see, using this one move, which I believe is called Triple Dive. It's a new move by the way. It is able to take down any Pokemon in one single turn. Pretty cool, and I really like using it. Okay, this trainer actually has a Dreadnought. I did actually decide to go ahead and go to Florgato. Let's see if we can take down the Dreadnought in one hit. We do have Seed Bomb, which is a pretty interesting move and pretty powerful as well. Let me go ahead and use it. You might see that my Floragato is at level 33. It is pretty high up there, and I think it's quite close to actually evolving once more. It does evolve at level 36. Not sure if we'll evolve it in this episode. I'm actually avoiding leveling it up anymore. But of course, if it does evolve, it would be pretty cool. We have Tinkertuff, who would evolve as well. I believe it will evolve around level 38. That would be pretty amazing. But I'm gonna be avoiding leveling it up too much. Over here we have a Ruin, which means you will be able to find Gimmighouls around here. Yep, there is one right there. And it actually gave us 3 coins, which is pretty cool. We have a TM for Toxic Spike. Pretty cool move. Another wild Tinkertuff right here, which is the first time I'm actually seeing one in the wild itself. And of course there is a Bronzor. Personally, if you would like to use Charcadet, both in Scarlet and Violet, go ahead and defeat around 10 Bronzors. They'll actually give you Bronzor fragments, which in the later stage you can take and exchange it in, I believe, Sapico City, where there is an NPC who will be able to give you the item that is required to actually evolve Charcadet. This of course is the main reason why I'm trying to actually find Bronzors. I feel like Bronzors around here is much lesser in encounter rate based upon what I've seen. If you want to encounter more Bronzors, I would probably recommend you guys to go back to where we fought the Titan Cliff Pokemon. There is a Ruin over there, and you'll probably be able to find more Bronzors over there. So it's pretty easy to find them and pretty easy to defeat them as well. You can defeat them using your own Charcadet, and they are pretty helpful. Of course, I did decide to go ahead and speed up this part once more. I'm just gonna be looking around for more Gimmighouls to get their coins. You might remember we do need 999 coins to actually evolve one of them. I was also lucky enough to find a Mimikyu, which I thought would spawn at night time, but it did spawn here. Let me try and catch this one for the sake of recording it in the Pokédex. I really like Mimikyu's disguise ability, by the way. It is pretty unique for this Pokemon and pretty helpful if you are using it in your team. I was a bit worried that I might accidentally, take this one down, because encountering some of these Pokemons are pretty tough. They might be rarer as well. So I was a bit worried. But of course, I did decide to go with Ultra Ball in this case, and we were able to actually catch it. So that is pretty good. A new Pokemon added to my Pokédex. The other thing that I was not too worried in this game is definitely gonna be these healing items. As they are, plenty in this game, they're definitely quite generous with it. Running around, I did find the Tinkertuff right here, so let me try and defeat it as well. Definitely some of these fully evolved Pokemon will give you a lot EXP, so if you are, training up your team members, try to find Pokemons that are already evolved and you will be able to easily challenge them and defeat them. There we go, that was another Gimmighoul. Pretty cool. I haven't really kept a count on how many I really need in order to actually evolve my own chest form Gimmighoul. But of course, it's pretty fun to find these little guys. They are definitely hiding in a couple of different places. Back to exploring. Nothing new in any of these trees. I see that the tree spawns have suddenly stopped for me. And I'm not really able to find any Pokemon. But it's pretty cool. We did find all the Pokemons that we needed. So I don't really have to worry too much about it. In case if you get stuck, like how I did on the ledge over there, definitely you can jump into the water. It will reset your character back. Looking around a bit more, I think there might be another trainer around here. Yes, there is. Definitely I want to battle this guy as well. But before we battle, there was another Gimmighoul. Well, here I am just defeating another Cyclizar. Probably I feel bad doing this, but definitely these guys give me a lot of EXP and it's quite worth training up my team members against it. Seems like it definitely doesn't do that amount of a damage on my Cloudzyre right here. Maybe it's because it's fully evolved, but I really like using this Pokemon. I'm also excited to see if there are any new Pokemon over here. The only Pokemon that we did see till now was that Mimikyu and nothing else. But I guess we can actually check out the other areas over here as well to see if we can find anything more. Here's another trainer who is quite old. Let's go ahead and battle them. Seems like they have a Oricorio, which is pretty cool. If you have already caught this one, you will be able to find the pom-pom style Oricorio in Pokopath, by the way. So if you haven't caught it, go over there. You'll be able to find a patch of flowers which are yellow colored. You will be able to find the pom-pom Oricorio over there. Pretty cool. We were easily able to take it down with my Kilowattrel right here. The next Pokemon, it seems to be Houndoom, which is pretty cool. The last time we saw one was back in the cave in Pokopath and I still want to go back there. But of course, currently with the abilities that we have with Koraidon, it's not possible. I think I'll wait until I take down the next Titan Pokemon and perhaps then we can actually go ahead and check it out. The third Pokemon is another Oricorio, or probably the first one itself, which I wasn't able to actually defeat. Either way, this turn I was able to take it down and we have defeated this trainer. Back to looking around we go. I believe there are only 2 trainers in this part of the area. I mean, we haven't really gone back to where the Pokemon Center is, but I believe that if we do go over there, we will find a couple more trainers. But in this area right here, across the river, I think there were only 2 Pokemon trainers. Here, I am just defeating another Cyclizar for the sake of defeating it. Of course, I'm still not able to kind of take it down with my Charcadet, which is pretty bad. But of course, I can still try to go to Wugtrio and use its special new move to actually take it down. As far as the moveset goes, both Charcadet and Wugtrio I feel like are quite similar. Charcadet has around 3 fire type moves and only 1 normal type move. The same goes for my Wugtrio over here, which has 3 water type moves and 1 normal type move. I really wish that they would actually learn some other kind of moves as well, but for now I think I'm kind of stuck with this. I could of course check the TM machine in the Pokemon Center, but I think I'll just wait for it for now. When the battle becomes much tougher in the future, I probably will go to the TMs to kind of learn something new. Anyway, we were easily able to take down that Cyclizar, and it seems like Chakorette is actually learning a new move. It's Lava Plume, which is pretty amazing. Personally, it is quite powerful and a really good move to have on Chakorette, so I went ahead and thought it that move. Going up the hill, I got afraid of the Tauros once again. The Tauros fear strikes, I guess. But of course, I still need to go around and try to find the items. Looking around, it seems like I'm actually almost at the end, and there might be a couple of items, but I think I have picked up most of them, and I don't want to spend too much time over here just running around. So once I look through this area, I will go ahead and jump down the cliff. But of course, before I jump down, I definitely want to take down the Cyclizar. I really feel like today is the destruction of Cyclizar for sure, considering that this is definitely the 5th one I'm actually battling. This time I decided to go to Tinktuff, which I should have went before, considering Tinktuff is a part fairy type and could easily take down these Cyclizars. Either way, 2 fairy wind does it for this one. I think it's time for me to go ahead and jump down this cliff to check out what different Pokemons I can actually find over there. Ooh, never mind. Here is another Cyclizar. This time I think I was a bit wiser because I definitely went back to Tinktuff. And luckily the breaking swipe doesn't hurt me. Going with the Fairy Wind, we are easily able to take down the Cyclizar with 2 Fairy Winds. So that is pretty cool. There is one more item to pick up here. At the very end, we have a rare candy, which is pretty cool. And I am jumping down to see if we have any new Pokemons around here. Ooh, okay. We have a couple of Grimers, which are the first time I'm actually seeing this here. Let me attempt to catch this one. That sludge move was quite tough. I mean, definitely I took a lot of damage from it. But of course, since it's low in health, I can finally try and catch it with a Ultra Ball. I should have actually used a Great Ball, but unfortunately the last Pokemon I caught was with a Ultra Ball and it was actually pre-selected for me. Should have looked out on that one. Here we have a Colia, which for you guys would be a newer Pokemon, but for me, I've actually encountered one in a Terra Raid den and I have caught it. So I really don't have to worry about catching this one. Let me quickly go ahead and use another Facade to take it down. There we go. There seems to be a beach right next to this city right here, which is the Levincia city, and I definitely want to go ahead and explore this beach. Looking around, I have seen a new Pokemon. It's a Rotom. So this is pretty cool. If you guys want to use a Rotom in your team, this is where you'll be able to find one. I think I found around 2 of them while just running around, so this is pretty good. Anyway, I did decide to go with a second turn of Flame Charge. Luckily, I was able to actually hit it even through the confusion. And of course, since we are ready, I will try and catch this one with a Great Ball. There we have it. That is another new Pokemon added to our Pokédex. Let me look around a bit more in this beach to see if there are any other Pokemon. If not, we can go back and try to battle the other trainers who we ignored before, who I probably think we would be able to actually battle now. A couple of items to pick up over here. That is pretty good. 2 Great Balls in a row is pretty helpful for me. Looking around a bit more, I actually didn't find any new Pokemon, so I decided to go back up. This time we will be actually exploring the other part of this route. But of course we do have to go through the Levincia city itself, so I guess this is the first time we're coming through it. Back to East Province Area 2, we have our next trainer right here. Let's go ahead and challenge him. Here is another office worker. Actually, this guy is, having his placement right here makes more sense considering he is right next to Levincia city. But of course, there are a couple of other, office workers randomly standing around whose placement I really never understood. This guy also has a clef key, which is pretty unique. I think it's the first time we're actually seeing it as well. I could have actually switched out into Cloudzyre and tried to take it down with a poison type move, but for now, since I'm training up Charcadet, I decided to go with it. There we go, we have taken it down. By the way, I really didn't realize that Klefki was actually steel type. I thought it was a fairy type, and that's the reason why I pointed out the poison type Pokemon. But I guess I was wrong over there. Now that we have defeated him, let's look around this area as well, since this is the first time we're actually seeing it. I think this area is quite familiar for us because we have actually explored a beach in the other side, which I think belonged to East Province Area 1. We can also easily just cross over here and go back to the beach that we were before. Personally, I don't want to explore this since we have done that before, and I'll just ignore everything. Gonna just pick up these two items and we are gonna be going back. Now looking around here, there is a trainer who I want to actually defeat, but before taking him down, it seems like we have another student trainer right here. Let me pick up all of these items, totally ignore the Pokemons, and let's battle this student right here. It's definitely pretty cool to see, different aged people joining the institution for school. We did just battle a couple of trainers who were quite old, and here we are actually battling a trainer who is quite young than us, so definitely that is pretty amazing. He also had a Pokemon that we are yet to actually catch, or I guess two Pokemons that we are yet to actually catch, but I think we'll be able to find both of them in the next upcoming routes. Might be a bit difficult for me to actually take this one down with Charcadet. I will actually go ahead and switch out. I think switching out into Kilowatt would do, but I actually went ahead and switched out into Cloudzyre. Let's quickly go ahead and defeat this trainer as well. Okay, let's see what we can do with Cloudzyre. It seems like this trainer definitely likes using U-turn. Pretty annoying move, but as you can see, the whole battle he just used U-turn. I really hope that he would actually use another move, but for now, the only thing I can do is try and see if I can actually take it down. Okay, that was quite unfortunate. I mean, Rufflet doesn't really get affected by ground type moves, and I actually selected Mudshot. The next turn, I am definitely gonna be a bit more careful. I'll try using Sludge Wave and see how we can actually go from there. Of course, this kid has a very weird name, by the way, if you guys have seen it. I really can't pronounce it, but for now, let's see if we can at least defeat him. There we go, that was pretty good damage. Once more, I'll go ahead and use the same move since it does use U-turn again. When Rufflet is back, I think we should be able to take it down with this Sludge Wave. If not, we can definitely do some really good damage with it. That was pretty good. We were able to at least take down one of his Pokemon, and now he is forced to not use U-turn anymore. He does bring out his next Pokemon. I decided to stick in with Cloudzyre. Let's go ahead and try using Sludge Wave once more. Of course, he uses U-turn, but nothing happens this time because that's the only Pokemon left. There we go. We have defeated this trainer. Pretty tough battle. I guess I was really not expecting it. But of course, my Cloudzyre is finally at level 34. Highest in my team members, but I think it was pretty worth it. Getting back on my Coridon, I'm just looking around for more items and it seems like I might have found another new Pokemon swimming right here. It's actually Loudest, and as you can see, I'm just trying to use ZL and ZR to try and focus the Pokemon. There we go, we were able to focus on this one, and of course it starts with Attract. Pretty bad. But of course I was able to hit Facade once. Let's see if we can actually go ahead and catch it right here. Again, I'm quite happy that we are able to actually buy Great Balls and find them in the wild, because Great Balls are quite helpful for these first few areas. Definitely it makes it so much easier to catch these Pokemons. There are a couple of more as well. I'm just looking around to see if there are any other Pokemons. Since there are no more, I think most are all just Loudest and I really don't want to waste my time here. There is one more trainer right here on the beach before we can actually move on. So I will go ahead and battle that trainer. Of course, trainers in this game are quite unique and I think that's the main reason why I really like battling them. Healing up again is pretty easy. Having bunch of these healing up items, it's pretty good to actually heal them up after each battle. There we go. This is the next trainer. Let's quickly go ahead and check out what kind of Pokemon he has. I believe this is the first time I'm seeing a Deerling in that color. The only Deerlings I've seen till now were the pink and the green ones. This is the brown one, and maybe we'll be able to find it in the next coming up routes. Either way, yet to see its evolution, so I guess we will wait for it for some time. He's actually gonna be bringing out a Standler, and I did decide to actually switch out. Bugdeo should be able to take down the Standler. If not, I think we might be in a bit of a trouble. Let's see how that goes. Here it comes, and Standler is pretty strong on its own. As far as I've seen, usually my Pokemons do struggle a bit against it. At least this one is at level 22, so we shouldn't have too much of a trouble. I once again went with the triple dive and got lucky on the second turn with a crit hit. And we are able to take it down in one turn. Definitely triple dive is the way to go. I really like this move and I think I'll use it a lot in this episode. Now that we have defeated him, let us move up the hill and back to the way where we were before, the Pokemon Center from which we started this episode, to cover that area as well as battle the remaining trainers that are over there. While looking around here, I found another trainer, so we are gonna be taking this one down as well. Here is another kid from our school apparently, and she actually has a Cubchoo, which is pretty rare. I mean, this is not a ice area, so I think she got really lucky having this one. But I got lucky as well, since I did have Charcadet up in front and was able to take it down in one hit. There you go. I think she only had one Pokemon in her team and we were able to defeat her pretty much easily since she did have that Pokemon. Moving on with the Cyclizar madness, I was actually able to find a couple more who were actually running around. They're definitely quite fast, so if you are trying to actually battle them like I am, you do have to kind of cut through the path to kind of stop them, or else it is pretty difficult to actually go after them on Coridon. Looking around, here is another one. There we go. Defeating this one once more with Headbutt. It definitely seems that Headbutt is more effective on Cyclizar when I use it with my Bugdeo, and that is pretty good. Here is another trainer. Let me quickly talk to him. It's actually a hiker kind of guy. So he does have Sandile, newer Pokemon, and of course a really good opportunity for me to go ahead and use Triple Dive again. Never mind, it went down in one hit. I think we would have taken it down either way, even if I used Aqua Jet or if I used Water Pulse. Pretty easy trainer. Sometimes while exploring around, I feel like I might have seen a shiny Pokemon, but if I look closer, it is not. I'm not sure if this has happened only for me or if you guys have experienced this as well. But definitely it has happened a couple of times for me and it's quite baffling. Over here, seems like we do have a small ledge with another terrorate den. Probably I'll check out the terrorate den as well. But I am not able to escape all of these encounters. Quite difficult. Okay, here is the terrorate den and it seems like it is one for Charcadet. Pretty cool. With a psychic terra type. Charcadet does evolve in my game into Armarouge, who is fire and psychic, so that is pretty nice. If you are using Pokemon Violet game, then it would probably evolve into a fire and ghost type, which is pretty cool as well. Between the two designs, I think I really like Cerulege a lot. But of course, since I'm playing Pokemon Scarlet, Armarouge it's gonna be. That's fine. Couple of berries here and looking around, I think I'm trying to see if there are any more trainers in this route. Of course, there is one I never saw, so let's go ahead and talk to him. Here he is. Apparently it's a cabbie. I'm not sure what he's doing in the middle of nowhere. I thought he's supposed to be standing next to his cab, but not over here. At least he has a war room, which is pretty cool. I was easily able to take it down once more. Triple Dive is the way to go for me. There you have it. That trainer is defeated as well. I wonder if there are any more trainers in this route. Probably not, but it's always best for me to actually look around once more. Well, after I actually looked around a bit more, I actually wasn't able to find any more trainers in this route, so I did guess it right. That was the last trainer. So let me make my way back to Levincia city and we can actually explore the city itself. Coming to the city, we have the first Pokemon Center right here and we have the trainer who does give us a prize. This time it is another TM. Sometimes he does give you held items as well. So pretty interesting. Definitely it does encourage us to go around and battle all of the trainers that are available. Now that we have this, I will go around the city and pick up all of the items that are there. I'll go ahead and speed it up as well since we don't really have anything too interesting happening. While exploring the city, one thing I found is that it is way bigger than Artisan City and not that it's big as Mesagoza City, but there are a couple of alleyways through which you can actually find a couple of items. So definitely it is quite good. I would personally recommend you guys to go around and try to find each and every way that is present here because there are a lot of items to pick up. Of course, there are a lot of these food stores as well, and I think there are a couple of the accessory stores as well where you can actually buy bags, clothes or shoes, etc. Personally, I think I'll go ahead and change the look of my character as well. It has been a couple of episodes looking like this and I think it's time for me to go ahead and change my look. Okay, looking around, couple different restaurants and I have been visiting all of them to see what different kind of powers each of them hold. Till now I didn't find anything too interesting, but I have been picking up some items, which is pretty good. There is is another hidden item right here, which apparently I actually missed the first time going through it. Not really sure how. There were also a couple of TMs I found, which was pretty interesting. I mean, this is actually a city and you don't really expect to find TMs, but apparently we do in this game. Here's another cafe, and this one looks like the 5-star ones with a really good menu, but I did not wait to actually buy any of them. There's also ATMs over here, which is pretty cool. Really wish I was able to actually access it, but we really can't. Of course, the gym building is quite near to the first Pokemon Center, so if you're looking for it, immediately as soon as you enter the Levincia city, you'll be able to actually find one, so that is pretty cool. I also found some Wise glasses, which is pretty interesting. I think Cloudsire will actually have them for now, since the next Pokemon gym that we're having is a electric type gym, and I'm pretty sure I'll be using Cloudsire for it. Either way, it seems like we also have a couple different trainers who will let us know on the efforts of our Pokemon, but apparently none of my Pokemons are good enough for her. There's also gonna be a trade available in this city, and I'll show you guys the trade as well. Pretty helpful trade, by the way, so definitely if you would like to use that Pokemon, you can use it. Couple different items here, and going back to the restaurants, we do have, never mind, this is actually the accessory shop. Pretty nice. As I said before, I went ahead and bought this accessory. We do have a couple for hats, bags and socks. Pretty cool. I think we had actually seen them back in Misgoza city as well, but it's pretty cool to see it here. Levincia city is kind of divided into two, so you can go through both the sides of the city as well. But of course, I went ahead and just checked out one side of it. Here I am actually going through the middle part of the city, which is a huge circle. There are two ways to go down the circle as well, but I won't be going down through that path. I think I'll explore the other side of the city first, where we have a couple of skyscrapers. Pretty cool. Right here is the skyscraper, but unfortunately when I checked, you can't really enter them. I really wish that the game had actually let us enter them. That would have been pretty nice. But of course, in this game, most of the buildings are not accessible, so that is pretty sad. Now there are a couple of items up above which I do have to pick up. I did have to go all the way around, but finally I was able to pick up this item over here. It's a revive, which is pretty useful. Going back over here, I am just gonna jump down to pick up this thunderstone. Quite helpful. There are a couple of items that you can actually find on the rooftop, but I think it's gonna be something that is gonna be accessible to us later, maybe once we learn how to actually climb up these buildings. For now, we have explored the skyscraper area, and the only thing left to do is go back on the circle and I guess explore the other side of the city as well. By the way, if you come to the center, this is where you'll be battling Lono, who is the gym leader. It's a pretty interesting thing. Of course, I have been checking out some of these billboards. It looks so cool. Sometimes you do get a chance to actually see starter Pokemons there, which is pretty nice. Anyway, looking around the circle, I finally actually decided to go down the stairs and see if we have any items over here. I did have to be a bit more careful. I really didn't want to jump into the water, by the way. And of course, we have a couple different items, so that is pretty good. I'll also go ahead and go down the stairs in the other side of this circle to make sure that I pick up the item over there as well. Right here is the NPC who I was talking about, who will actually trade you a Haunter for a Pincurchin, which is pretty cool. I actually had a Pincurchin, so I went ahead with this trade. There we go, there goes my Pincurchin, and she gives me a Haunter. Now the good thing in this game is this Haunter that I didn't really have, which I was able to register, also evolves. So yup, finally we have Nintendo giving us a trade where the Pokemon actually evolves. Pretty amazing and pretty unexpected. There we go, we have a Gengar for a Zeph as well. If you want to use a Gengar in your team, this is the way to go. Pretty easy. You don't have to find someone online. You'll be able to just go ahead and trade with the NPC right here and get it. Going down the other staircase, we do have an item right here. And I think, yes, there is another item as well, another TM. Let's see what the TM is. It is Electric Terrain. Pretty unique TM, but anyway, we have got it as well. Going back up, there is one more thing left to do, and that is explore this part of the city. Once we complete exploring this, I think it's a really good place for me to actually end out this episode as well. But of course, we have a lot of items and different shops to visit as well. Right here, I was able to find a salon, so I went ahead for a hairstyling. There you go, that is actually the new look. If you haven't seen it, here I am actually wearing it. Sadly, it goes away if I use my cap. They decide to go ahead and remove it. But of course, this time I went for the long hairstyle, and I did decide to go ahead with the Scarlet, makeup as well. There is my character. She looks amazing and I personally like it. Now that we have completed styling our character, I will take a look around a bit more to see if there is anything new for us. Alright, this is a shop for mittens and hats. I think I'll buy one for myself. Seems like the red mitten does suit me, so I'll go ahead and buy it. It's quite cheap as well, which is pretty cool. Going back to looking around the whole city, I think we are almost done. I didn't really find too many items here in this side, but there were a couple of items that I was able to actually find in nooks and crannies. Going behind here on the beach, it seems like we do have a path that goes up, and of course if you open up the map, there is actually a lighthouse over here as well. Pretty cool. I think I'll just look around the lighthouse. I'm not gonna be showing you guys, but I'll definitely let you guys know if I did find anything important over there. If not, I think we are pretty good with this episode. In the next episode, I'll go ahead and challenge Lono, the gym leader, and we're gonna see if we are able to defeat her. So thank you all for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next one.